Good morning. Good morning. Great morning. Grand rising to us all. Hey, people. I'm Arne. I'm your host for this Tuesday morning edition of Daily Antidote of Song, which is lovingly brought to you every single day by the wonderful folks over at Carpe Diem Arts. Give them a hand. You come here for your medicine and you get it every day. All right. So today is March 22nd, and that means we are celebrating March Week 2, Irish American Heritage, Disability Awareness, and Women's History Month, and as always, peace in the Ukraine. We got a very special guest in the room today. She is going to entertain, elevate, and enlighten us all with her brilliance, and we'll get to her after we say hello to all the Facebook Live family people. Hey, Facebook Live, come on. Let them know. All right. Nicely done. Nicely done. And then let's just wave at each other to our Zoom roomers, our Zoom room Zoomers. Y'all know. Wave to each other. There we go. And then I'm going to start with saying hello to Jojo Rossi, who's somewhere in the room. She's being silent today. We respect that, but we want to say hello to her. Busy Graham, I don't see her yet, but I'm sure she'll show up. And then my girl, Katie, our Zoom guru. How many people were there yesterday? How many folks were there? Don't you love those videos that Katie puts together? Put it in the chat. And Arlene, I see you, so I can say happy birthday to you. All right. So hold on. I got ahead of myself. Let's I think it's time. Oh, I might as well just say hello to everybody. So hi Katie. Hi Nadia. Hi Arlene. And Mabel in the Bear, Becky in DC, and Brian. Hello. And Deli, I see you. Jenny in Suffolk. Deborah in Kentucky, Bronwyn in Victoria, BC, and Sherry in New Hampshire. What you beat, no Sherry? And Carolyn, 716 days, hey. And Ruth in Birmingham, pinky out. Kate in Charlottesville, and Sarah in Texas, and my girl Susan G, hey. And Kathleen in Albuquerque, I see you. And Luda with the love in Victoria, BC. Steve and Michelle, Gary Pausner, Storm, just storming on through. And there's Dennis Donnelly. Hey, Dennis Donnelly is here. Okay, things are moving around. This is I make all my music here. It's moving around because I'm making it move. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And there's Ralph in Victoria. Ann in Maryland. Christiana and Bob in Maryland. 716, I love that. Karen in Oregon. Cliff in Vermont. Ann in Knoxville. Hold on. Y'all moving too fast. Bonnie and Mama Ione in Michigan. Hello. And Jim in New York City. And the curly tops. I see the curly tops. I see the curly tops. And Jean in Pittsburgh. Simke. Tiger and Gloria in Minnesota. And Rosalie in Denonville, Michigan. And Caroline in DC. Hey, girl. And Jamie in Victoria. And there's Cricket with the flowing hair. I love it. And Kim, I see you, Kim. Nice to see you. And Nancy with the moo cow. And there's Jane in Texas. Fred in Silver Spring. Aloysius all over the world, as always. And Janet in Atlanta and in Nashville. Dan in Vienna. Kathy somewhere out with the mask on. Stay safe, boo. And there's Sue, Sean, and Martha Wagner, and Amanda, and Miles, and Phil. Is that our Phil there? Wow. And then there's Jody, and Bronwyn, and Diane, and Susan in Tacoma Park, and Jody. Okay. And then there's Hoda in BC. Hey, Hoda. Okay, y'all are moving too fast. There's Dick and Kathy in Victoria. Good morning, y'all. Susan in St. Ange. There's Joni. Carol J in Connecticut. Susan Miller. Kate. Wandering somewhere over the world. And then there's James Field in LMG. And hey, Burl. Loriana and Company. Lisa. And hello, everybody. Oh, C. Cox. Oh, I love that. Okay, put the name in the chat. I want to see the name in the chat. All right, everybody, enough of me. Enough of me. Glad you are here. Thank you for being here. So our guest today has been here. She's no stranger to Daily Antidote Song. She is a performing artist. She's a vocal coach. She's a workshop facilitator. She's an educator who is also a recipient of multiple awards, including a Fulbright Award and fellowships from Artist Trust and the University of Kansas. In addition to her solo work, she additionally performs with the group Alchemia. This is an ensemble that gathers folk song ingredients from various cultures and arranges them in new and fascinating ways. Coming to us from the Gamma Global City, that is Cleveland. Everybody, join me in welcoming Nadia Tarnawsky. Nadia, in the room. Good morning, love. How are you?
I'm good. I want an introduction like that every time.
It's so banging on my kitchen table. Bang, bang, bang. Okay.
I love it.
Well, I'm so happy to see you today. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Well, it's been a rough couple of weeks for me, but I'm hanging in there. I'm being strong.
I got in there. And I know you use music as medicine,
Dude.
help you with your strength and courage. So tell us about the selection that you've chosen to share with us today.
So the song we're going to do today is a spring song. And I'm still going to share my screen. So the village that it's from
Oh, real quick.
is right there, the little red dot on the map. It's the village called Svatosevichi. It's in northwestern Ukraine, very close to the Belarus border. And in that particular region, they do spring calling songs. So they sing to make winter go away and make the spring come. And this is right around the time that they would be singing these songs. We'll talk more about that tradition after we do some singing. So we need to do some singing first. So I'm going to teach you the refrain. The refrain is easy because the words repeat. We love when words repeat. Oh, Katie, you're so good. You already put the words up in there.
Katie is magic, I'm telling
She
you.
is so good. So we're going to learn the refrain first. And for those of you who are a little more musically minded, it's just a descending scale. So it's a great warm-up, too. So let's look at the words first. If you're just looking at the refrain, skip the first two words. Find the word refrain. And those are the words we're looking for. So, Yahodka boru rosla. If you can roll your R's, great. If you can't, that's just something you're going to work towards. So everyone say with me. Yahodka boru rosla. Say that one more time. Yahodka boru rosla. And then we say moloda zamozh. The ZH is like the garage, the zh in garage. Zamozh poshla. So say the second line with me again. Moloda zamozh poshla. One more time. Moloda zamozh poshla. And then guess what? We get to say those words again. That's why we love this song. Yahodka boru rosla. Say that with me. Yahodka boru rosla. And then moloda zamozh posh. Now you'll notice the LA of poshla is in parentheses. Very often in Ukrainian songs, when we get to the last word of the song, the last syllable gets dropped. So that's why it's in parentheses. It exists in that word, but we're just going to say posh. and not worried about the law. I don't know if it's because we get tired or it just doesn't happen. So when you get to it the second time around, it just doesn't happen. And here's how it sounds. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh poshla. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. And we don't sing the la. So it's just bum 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 da 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 dum. Really not tricky, and it's also a great vocal warm-up. It's a great way to warm up your voice, and then you do that again. Da dee da 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 dum bum bum ba da dum. There's a couple variations, which we'll talk about in a second, but right now just get the basic melody down. So I'll sing it, and then you sing it with me. Yahodka boru rosla. Sing that. Yahodka boru rosla. One more time. Yahodka boru rosla. Now the second line. Moloda zamozh poshla. Do that again. Moloda zamozh poshla. And then we repeat it. Yahodka boru rosla. Do that once more. Yahodka boru rosla. And then we do moloda zamozh posh. Sing that with me. Moloda zamozh posh. Not so bad. Pretty easy. Let's sing once. And here's another thing. If you really want to get that Ukrainian sound, especially in this region, they sing very much in the front of the face, in the sinuses, in the nose, in the teeth. And so sometimes when I'm asking people to find this sound, I'll ask them to bleat like a goat. I'll go, meh, make a goat sound. So if the words are giving you trouble, and you really want to find that Eastern European sound, you can just sing the melody on a goat sound and just go meh, 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 and don't worry about the words, and just get the sound. That's totally acceptable for me. That's totally acceptable. And then once you get the melody, then you can add the next layer of the words on top of that. Whatever is more comfortable for you. Your neighbors might think you're crazy or you've just adopted a bunch of goats. They can think whatever they want. I'm more interested in you finding the sound. Okay? So we'll sing through the verse with the repetition. Okay? Yahodka, sing it with me. And Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh poshla. Now repeat it. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. Super. Do it once more because it feels so good. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh poshla. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. Good. Now, if you're getting like a little bored by that, and you're like, oh, that's just not interesting enough. There are a couple spots where you can kind of veer away from that, shall we say, because in folk music, sometimes people tell me, oh, folk music's boring. There's like 20 verses. They always, and they sing the same melody over and over again. If you listen really carefully, they're always doing variations. Always, always, always. They never sing the same thing twice. It's always a little something. So I want to teach you a couple little things that you can do instead. You should always have, like if you're in a group of 5 people, you should always have somebody singing the main melody because that's the structure that you're building this on. But then you can always go somewhere else. So, for example, you could do something like, I'll give you the main melody first. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. So there's the main melody. But then when you repeat, you could go, Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. So just by, instead of going down instead of up on that repeat, you'll create this beautiful harmony. So I'll do that again. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. Do that variation with me. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. So there's one variation you can do. Another variation that you can do is, instead of starting on that high note, Yahodka boru rosla, you could start, Yahodka boru rosla. So you can start the third below. That's also an option. The other thing that you can do, Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. So you can go up there. Let's do that one where we go up. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh poshla. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. And so you have all those different variations. If you have one person doing the main, another person doing one variation, another person doing another variation, you've got like 3-part harmony, sometimes 4-part harmony going in all these super little magical spaces. Now, we can't just do the refrain of the song. We've got to do the opening parts to it, which is also like a vocal warm-up. So let's do the words first. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu. So everyone say that with me. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu. So if you see that Y in the Yuriyovychu, it's an I sound, like lid or lip. We have that vowel. It's just written differently. So don't be afraid. You should never be afraid. Okay? The next line. Ne bery tanok. Everyone say that with me. Ne bery tanok. So far, so good. Here's how it sounds. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu, ne bery tanok. This whole song is built like a vocal exercise, which is why I love it so much. Okay? I'll sing the first line, and then I'll sing it again. You sing it with me. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu. Sing it with me. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu. Sing it one more time. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu. Guess what? The next line, the melody is almost exactly the same. Just the words change. Ne bery tanok. Sing that with me. Ne bery tanok. One more time. Ne bery tanok. So both of those lines of the verse together would sound like this. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu, ne bery tanok. Okay, sing it with me. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu, ne bery tanok. Great. Now this time we're going to sing the verse and go right into the refrain. So we're going to do like half of the whole enchilada. Not the whole enchilada yet, half of it. And if you remember the variations, great, do them. If you don't remember the variations, I'm going to do the main melody. Do the main melody with me. If the words all of a sudden tangle your tongue up, switch to the goat and just meh, meh, meh through it. As long as you keep singing. That's the most important part. You got to keep singing. Right? From the top, verse 1 with the refrain. Ne voyuj with me. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu, ne bery tanok. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh poshla. Yahodka boru rosla, moloda zamozh posh. I wish we were all in the same room together because I could hear your beautiful voices, but I know in my heart you guys are doing amazing. Good. Second verse. Let's go over the words. Cherez, hybka, doshka. So everyone say those words with me. Cherez, hybka, doshka. One more time. Cherez, hybka, doshka. And then the second line of the second verse. Vmatyra, odna, dochka. One more time. Vmatyra, odna, dochka. There's actually a V missing in there. I'm going to redo that second verse for you just quickly because.
And so while you're doing that, I'm really curious. What are these words saying?
Yeah. I was going to save that for the
Okay.
after chat, but
All right.
we can talk about that now. I don't know why it's not My chat is not letting me type anything into it for
No
some.
worries. How about you send it to Katie and she'll just magically, deliciously make it appear?
Okay, Katie, if you could put a V in front of the word Vmatyra in the second verse. I don't know why it's not. I can't type. Yeah,
What
there it is. Look at her. She's magic.
did I tell you?
So put a little V in there. Katie, oh my gosh. I want you on every Zoom call that I do too. Okay, we already know this melody, so let's just stick it with these new words. Cherez, hybka, doshka. Sing that with me. Cherez, hybka, doshka. Let's do it one more time. Cherez, hybka, doshka. Good. And then the second line. Vmatyra, odna, dochka. One more time. Vmatyra, odna, dochka. Super. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to sing the whole thing and go right into the refrain. So we have time to talk about all the juicy things we want to talk about. Here we go. Cherez and Cherez hybka, doshka, Vmatyra, odna, dochka, Yahodka, boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, poshla, Yahodka, boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, posh. Fantastic. We'll sing that again at the end. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this song because that will tie into what the words are about. So, spring calling songs are really loud because spring is asleep up in the sky in the heavens and you have to sing to wake her up. So in Policia, which is this region, what they would do, it's not really mountainous, it tends to be kind of flat. They'll go up on the hill, they might stand on the roof of their house, they might climb a tree and sing spring calling songs, which are really loud. And they also might do spring dances. This particular song is a spring dance. It's a crooked dance, so they just hold hands, and you know how you hold hands and follow the leader and make like a little snake. It's very simple. It's called the chorovod because you don't want to do anything too vigorous. Well, oh, now I can type. Good. It's called the chorovod. And you don't want to do anything too jumpy or vigorous because you're singing while you're doing this. So, you might be able to sing. But because these songs are so loud, the neighboring village might hear you. They'll start singing songs back. You start singing songs back and forth to each other. Sometimes the songs would get a little, our girls are prettier than your girls. Your girls are kind of ugly. They can only get a guy if they put a magic spell over them. Of course, because girls are singing, young boys show up. Stuff might get a little heated. So the first verse says, don't fight, Yuriyovychu. Ne voyuj. Voyuj means to fight. And don't start grabbing girls and pulling them into the dance. Like, you got to be nice. You got to invite them in, And then the refrain, because there are lots of forests in Policia, and there's lots of berries that grow in the forest. People do a lot of berry picking. The refrain says, I'm a berry that has ripened in the forest, and I'm going to get married when I'm young. Because, that's another thing that people do in the springtime. They're doing these spring dances, but they're also checking out who's available, who's looking good, who's an option. And so that's what the refrain is. I'm a young berry ripened in the forest. I'm going to get married when I'm young. And you repeat that. And then the second verse is kind of a little funny. It talks about the doorway in your house, kind of like the mudroom in your house. And you're like, well, the mudroom in my house has got some weak boards. Like the boards are a little squishy. So be careful. And I'm the only daughter that my mother has. But I'm a berry that's ripened in the forest, and I'm going to get married when I'm young. And so these are super powerful songs because the belief is if you don't sing them, winter's going to stick around as long as it wants to, and spring is never going to come. So you need to do these dances. You need to call it spring, and then spring will come. It's really amazingly powerful, wonderful stuff. So if anybody has a question about that, you can stick it in the chat. But the other thing that's important about this region is very much, very goaty. I always say, if you sing songs from this region, you gotta find your inner goat, because that's where they sing. And we spend a lot of time doing that and singing loudly, which is why I back away from my microphone and turn away from it so that we can don't thank you very much, Carolyn.
Okay, so
You
we're
have a
ready.
strong, powerful voice too. So let's just do the whole thing. Oh, can I share the map again? Absolutely, I can share the map again, so you can see it. One more time. Here's the map, and then so that's the village that this song came from. Okay, and then we're gonna go sing the whole song all the way through. So now you know what you're singing about. Let's do it. Okay. So we're not gonna fight. We're gonna dance. We're gonna get married when we're young, and I might sing a variation. That's okay. Ne voyuj, sing it with me, proud and loud. Ne voyuj, Yuriyovychu, ne bery tanok. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, poshla. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, posh. Cherez, hybka, doshka, Vmatyra, odna, dochka. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, poshla. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, posh. Fantastic.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's so beautiful. Everybody give her a hand. That was so wonderful. The imagery in my head is going off. I'm doing goat yoga, dance battle songs, love connections. Come on, we got to keep singing. Everybody, let's take a breath on that. And I love the variations. It's like we get to shop, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And it also makes it not, because that's what people always tell me, like, oh, folk music's boring. Like, it's not boring because you get to pick something different every time. You never get to sing the same thing. It's just like, sure, there might be 10 verses, 15 verses. I'm singing something different each verse. I get to decide what I'm singing on each verse.
Yeah.
That's magical.
It is magical. I enjoyed very moving video of you, the Fulbright 75.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your methodology for collecting the traditional folk music and folklore that you do. How do you do what you do?
Well, I have to tell you, Ukraine is a very inviting place. It's it it sounds crazy, but it's as simple as like knowing somebody who knows somebody. So you go into some village, you knock on you knock on the door, and the little old lady opens the door, and you go, "Hi." It's helpful that I know the language, so that makes things easier. But say hi. I'm here collecting traditional folk music, and I'm looking for these kinds of songs, or just any songs that you might remember. And they'll go, oh, well, yeah, I don't remember any songs, but if you go down the street to Nina's house, she's got the green gate, there's a big dog in her yard, don't be afraid, knock, tell her that I sent her, that I sent you over there, and she knows lots of songs. So you go down the street to the green gate, big black dog, knock on the gate. Nina opens the gate. I was sent over here by your friend Oksana. She says you know lots of songs. Yes, come on in. Let me make you some tea. I made some bread today. And then
Hold
you
on,
know
no appointment necessary. You just
you
roll
just
up.
you just show up. And then she'll say, come back tomorrow. I'll probably remember some more. But you come back tomorrow. She's invited 3 of her friends over. They start singing together in harmonies. It's really extraordinary, and there's kind of also this, well, there's this beautiful kind of ethos of hospitality there. Like, it's just like, you're our guest, so we're going to give you everything that we possibly can, and they will share everything with you. And it's really beautiful. These songs were shared just so openly and with such heart, and they're just, yeah, I
Wow.
never found anybody. I mean, I found people who said they couldn't remember songs, but if I stayed in the village for a couple of days, they would always come back the next day and say, I heard this. I remembered this song in a dream, or I woke up this morning and I looked outside and I saw a swan, and I remembered, oh, there's a song about swans, and they just always would come back.
I love it. So you record them on a recording device,
Uh,
and then
yeah,
you
when the very first time that I went, it was just audio. But this very last time that I went, I had video and audio, and just I kind of went with all the bells and whistles. And
And so it's a part of an archive collection now?
yeah, yeah. And there's a wonderful, actually, there's a bigger archive even than what I have, and it's online, and it's called, I'm going to stick it in the chat.
I love it. You ready? You ready? I love it.
Yep. It is called polyphonyproject.com. It was done by a Hungarian ethnomusicologist with help from musicologists from Ukraine. And they went to villages and recorded people. The magical thing about this particular website is he had like individual microphones on each of the old ladies, which is the hard part for polyphony. And then if you scroll down on the page, you can mute individual microphones so you could hear what lady number 3 is singing, what lady number 4 is singing, and hear them individually. So when you're learning these songs, you can hear all of the parts.
Wow.
It's a wonderful website. Um,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
something I didn't have the technology for, and he did. So I love. And so you see a video of the song, and then you scroll down, and then there's the audio recording of the song.
Gotcha. Gotcha. We
Really,
spent a good deal of 2017 and 2018 in Ukraine
I
collecting
did almost a year.
and building connections with people there. Ukraine's in the headlines now.
Oh, for the wrong reason. Yes.
Are you able to connect with the people that you know?
Yes, and luckily the people that I know are safe so far, which is wonderful. But it's still, I just, every time I turn on the news, I can only watch the news for so long, because it's heartbreaking. Yeah. So,
Well, what you have said, got to keep singing. You have been doing that. And as a matter of fact, last Friday, you led a workshop,
I did.
Sing Louder Than Guns. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I get lots of random emails now. I got a random email from a woman from Scotland who says, I organize workshops over Zoom. Would you be willing to teach? It's just like this. Would you be willing to teach some songs over Zoom and collect money for humanitarian aid for Ukraine? And I said, sure, absolutely. And like 160 people showed up, and I was thrilled to do it. And yeah, and I see some beautiful questions in the chat, so I want to make sure that I answer them. Yes, men do sing. And there are some great videos online of men singing, so it's not just a woman's thing. So if there are guys who want to do this, do it. Uh, a lot of the things that happened, quite honestly, when Ukraine was under Tsarist rule, and then when it was under Soviet rule, a lot of the men got conscripted into the army. And under Tsarist rule, a man could be conscripted for 10, 15, 20 years. Oftentimes, if somebody got a draft notice from the Tsar, they actually had a funeral for their son because they never expected to see him again. So with a lot of the men being taken away, the women actually ended up, there's a lot of women singing like soldier songs and sailor songs. And you're like, why are you guys singing these songs about sailor? We're like, well, we like this song. So we just decided we were going to sing it anyway. But it's, traditionally a man's song, but the women would sing it and they just took it over. Someone has a question, is spring song Vesnyanka? Yeah, it's not a freckle. Vesnyanka means a spring song. So yeah, Google Translate might be lying to you.
Trust Nadia, everybody. Trust.
Well, you don't have to trust me about everything, but Vesnyanka is a spring song. Yeah, sometimes I see things in Google Translate and I'm like, So just to make sure that you have that. And then the shout out to Ukrainian Village Voices is wonderful. They are a fantastic group of people. I do stuff with them all the time. I just want to make sure that I'm answering all your questions. And you're a wonderful interviewer. I could just talk to you all day, but I just also want to make sure that I'm touching on all these people.
I know. It's a lot going on. What's coming up for you?
Oh, I'm singing at
You back in
yeah,
there?
I'm singing at a benefit in Cleveland for Ukraine on April 8th. It's coming up on the calendar. Um, and yeah, I actually, right before we met, there's a group of students who are in a theater group in Ukraine who are actually putting on, I don't know how they're going to do it. They're going to do it on Sunday. They're putting on a production, and it was songs that I coached them on while I was there on my Fulbright. So we were meeting over Zoom and kind of re-remembering those songs. And they're like, yeah, we're going to do that show on the 27th of March. And I thought, Okay, and it's challenging because they're like, okay, we're going to have rehearsal. And I said, okay. And they're like, sorry, we're late. We had to go down to the bomb shelter because the sirens went off. You're like, I mean,
Woo!
what do you say to that? You're like, yeah,
Yes,
okay. You're like,
you
just
know
be
what you
safe.
say to it? You say, gotta keep singing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You gotta keep singing. Nadia, how can we support you and your work? Is there something on your website that people can
My
connect to?
goodness. Um, the best thing that you can do is, oh, goodness, I think her website is still up. If you connect to the benefit that I did in Scotland, yeah. I'll see if I can find Penny's. I'll quickly find it. I'm sure I can.
You know what? Let's sing the song.
Yeah, and we can find if you
No
find
problem.
Penny's website, there are four different organizations that you could donate to for Ukrainian humanitarian aid on those. One of them is like World Central Kitchen. One is the Fulbright organization, which is doing emergency aid for students who are displaced by the war. There's a couple others on there. One is a theater in Ukraine who has transformed their theater into a refugee. I mean, they've just filled their theater with beds. They're all great organizations, so just pick one of those four, and
All
that's
right.
the best. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm supporting Ukraine through song because what else can I do? I
We got to
just
do what we got to do. So, in keeping singing, now that we know the song, we know what we're singing about, we know our part, we've chosen our sides, and we got a goat yoga on the shoulder.
right.
Can we please sing the song again?
We can sing it again. Absolutely. Never you sing it like I said, loud and proud. Here we go. Never you, Yuriyovychu, Yuriyovychu tanok. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, poshla. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, posh. Do the first verse again because the words just came up. Never yo, Yuriyovychu, bery tanok. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, poshla. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, posh. Second verse. Cherez hybka, doshka, Vmatyra, odna, dochka. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, poshla. Yahodka boru, rosla, moloda, zamozh, posh.
Big finish.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Wow, everybody. Let's breathe all that in. Give her a huge hand. Nadia Tarnawsky, thank you so much for sharing your time,
Thank you.
talent, your heart, your artistry, um, and your history and your wisdom. We definitely will meet again. And you know what I'm going to ask you about?
Yes.
Private. What I'm going to ask you about? Okay. Everybody, Nadia, give her a big hand. Give her a
Oh, Katie, you found the website. Oh, thank gosh. So Katie found the website for
of
of course she did. Of course she did for the workshop that has the links to the humanitarian aid. Thank you so much.
I've learned to never ever doubt Katie. Ever, ever, ever. All right. Everybody, let's breathe all that goodness in. Let's breathe it into our bodies and let's just hold it in our space. And as Nadia says, we got to keep singing, got to keep singing, got to keep singing. Okay, I think it's time for our final goodbye. So I didn't mention it earlier, but if there are any new people here in the room, put your name and where you're from in the chat and how you found us. And we hope you come back again tomorrow. Ah, okay. I'm going to say goodbye to the Facebook Live family. Everybody say bye. Bye. See you later.